You may have heard of the name Lawrence Welk, but you would never think of someone who only goes to 4th grade of elementary school. Started learning English at the age of 21. Finally, he spent 31 years on American television, attracting millions of people to stay in front of screens every week. What's even crazier is, at the age of 68, the television station told him, "You are already outdated." He turned around and established his own broadcasting network, sending programs to more television stations than before. How did this happen? Many Americans who grew up in the 1950s and 1960s remember Saturday evening, parents or grandmothers sitting in front of the TV. Look at that man in evening gown raising his hand, counting beats for a band with a strong accent. There are bubbles floating on the stage. The actors are dressed neatly, play soft champagne music. Young people think he's outdated. The critic joked about his accent. Comedians are good at imitating his speeches. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, he has almost become the most easily ridiculed person on American television. But what the audience doesn't know is that accent is not just a disguise. That simple and gentle-looking farmer's man, they were never the simple people they thought they were. The story begins in 1903, March 11th. Lawrence was born on a farm near Strasburg, North Dakota. That's about 60 miles away from the Bismarck. Not long ago, that place was still an endless grassland. There is not enough wood available. There's no extra money either. Many immigrants can only build houses with grass and soil. His parents are both devout Catholics. They are German immigrants. In the early 1990s, at that time, he came to the United States from near Odessa in the Russian Empire. That place now belongs to Ukraine. Even earlier, their ancestors were Germans who migrated from Alsace to Russia. The days when the Wilks family first arrived in the United States were almost cruel. Legend has it that they arrived on the grassland in the first winter. "I don't even have a house. We can only turn the carriage over, cover the whole family with grass and soil until spring." Lawrence is the 6th of 8 children. "My father is both a farmer and a blacksmith. Every child in the family only needs to be able to work. You must immediately become a worker." More importantly, this family hardly speaks English. They live in the German-speaking community. German is spoken at home. German is spoken in the church. Lawrence's church school is also taught by German-speaking nuns. He only left school in 4th grade. He was about 9 years old at that time. "Our family needs manpower." He's about 10 years old. Encountered another, almost fatal disease. His appendix has ruptured. Around 1913, this is almost equivalent to the death penalty. The family managed to send him to Bismarck, over 60 miles away, for treatment. He was lucky enough to survive, but it went through a long recovery period. That was when I couldn't work in the fields. He has been playing musical instruments for a long time. The illness deprived him of the opportunity to continue his education, but he also brought the accordion into his life. If it weren't for that serious illness, he is likely to be like his brothers, stay in Emmons County, and become a lifelong farmer. But fate is at its most fragile moment, quietly change direction. Lawrence later told reporters multiple times, "I didn't really start learning English until around the age of 21. What's the meaning of this?" American audiences later mocked decades of pronunciation. This is not to say that he deliberately put on a rural accent for the sake of program effect, but a person with only 4th grade education, when hosting a live stream as an adult in a second language, the real traces left behind. He needs to introduce guests in front of millions of viewers, on-site dialogue, improvisational performance in front of the studio audience. We also need to accurately read performance tips. Replace it with any famous artist. Let him use the language. He only started learning at the age of 21. live streaming in front of a national audience every week. They may not be able to persist. Lawrence has been working for 31 years. The music originally came from his father. Ludwig immigrated from Europe with almost nothing, but he crossed the Atlantic with an accordion on his back. I have once again occupied half of the United States. Finally moved into his thatched hut in North Dakota. Complete farm work at night. Dad can play that piano. Little Lawrence was deeply attracted by the sound. He saved every penny he could find. I bought a cheap mail-order accordion. Continue pulling until it completely decomposes. Starting from around the age of 13, he performs and earns money at barn dances and weddings. Cheap instruments cannot satisfy serious performers. At the age of 17, he has set his sights on a professional accordion worth $400. A farm in North Dakota in 1920. $400 is a huge sum of money. Parents cannot give so much money to a teenager who wants to make a living through music. In their eyes, music is not a profession. Agricultural work is life. So Lawrence took the initiative to propose a deal. Dad bought him an accordion. He worked on the farm until his 21st birthday. For whole years, every dollar he earned from performing outside during this period. Also leave everything at home. My parents accepted it. For them, $400 in exchange for 4 years of labor. In exchange for a strong son. Add performance income. This transaction is quite good. To Lawrence, he handed over his entire late adolescence. All I got was an instrument and opportunities to change lives. Many 17-year-old children have already reached agreements with their parents. But if it doesn't last until the second year, many promises will be shattered. Lawrence did not stop working every day. He went to work on the ground, playing at night, pay all income back home, not leaving early, no request to modify conditions. There aren't many complaints either. March 11th, 1924. He just turned 21 years old. This 4-year contract has officially ended. That day, he picked up the accordion he had earned through his labor. Leaving the farm, $3 are pinned on the inside of the new coat. Only received 4th grade education. I can hardly understand English. Not connected. There is also no complete plan. I only know that I must step into the outside world. His family believes that he has made a serious mistake. But this resignation has already demonstrated his personality. He knew what he wanted when he was 17 years old. Clearly calculate the amount to be paid. Find conditions that my father can accept. Then execute the promise until the last day. He didn't run away. Don't borrow money. Don't cry and don't make a fuss. But first, we need to figure out what the other party needs. Provide another exchange that is not easily rejected. This is not just the stubbornness of young farmers. This is more like a natural operator mentality. The next 13 years, he received the toughest training in the entertainment industry. At first, he could not be considered an artist. More like a worker holding an accordion, looking for work everywhere. Where is the barn ball? Where is the wedding? Where is the city hall? He went there to play. 1926. He joined Pierce Entertainment Group, run by George Kelly. In the next few decades, Lawrence has always regarded Kelly as his teacher. Kelly taught him more than just music. How to execute, how to advertise, how to observe the audience, how to negotiate terms with theater managers, how to deal with people who are drunk and causing trouble, how to ensure the smooth operation of a tourism team. Limited English proficiency, not familiar with social etiquette. For young people who have not received a complete education, this experience is more practical than attending music school. Later, he began to form his own band. I changed my name one by one. Lawrence Welk Novelty Band, the largest small band in the United States. Holt's Boy, even the sponsored Honolulu Fruit Gum Band. These strange names record the efforts made by the local band to survive at that time. 1927, they planned to go to New Orleans. Avoiding the harsh winter in North Dakota, they stopped as soon as they arrived in Yankerton, South Dakota. The band participated in a live audition at a local radio station. Surprisingly good performance. The radio station immediately gave them a fixed program. This plan continued until the 1930s. This also changed Lawrence's fate. At that time, in the rural Midwest of the United States, broadcasting is not one of the many types of media, but this is the most important window for farm families to understand the outside world. A band with a fixed radio program. It can easily attract audiences from several states. Lawrence bought a tourist bus. Round trip to Iowa with a growing team. Nebraska, South Dakota, and Missouri. They are playing in the dance hall. I also need to read advertisements for pig supplements and agricultural products. During the program's break time, the most severe years of the Great Depression and sandstorms. He has always been the leader of the so-called local tour group. Both need to play. We still need to book a venue, arrange publicity, pay wages. We also have to pass through the gradually declining small towns. People find it difficult to sustain their lives, but he had to persuade them to come up with some money to dance. It's in Yankerton. He met nurse Fern Reyna. The two got married in 1931. Lawrence was 28 years old at the time. This marriage lasted for 61 years, until the last night of his life. They have 3 children. My eldest daughter, Sherry, was born in 1932. Daughter Donna was born in 1937. My son Lawrence, too, was born in 1940. Lawrence travels outdoors all year round. Fern initially pursued a rare nursing profession. After getting married, he took on most of the responsibility of taking care of the family and children. Husband can travel across 4 states at once after leaving home. She became the most stable person behind this music dream. Late 1930s, Lawrence moved his career center to Omaha. The band expanded to 10 people. The performance scope has also begun to extend eastward. 1938, when they performed in Pittsburgh. The audience described the band's voice as tasting champagne. Soft, bright, fill with bubbles again. Lawrence immediately understood this evaluation, immersed the entire band in champagne music. Later, machines for creating bubbles even appeared on stage. This once again proves his judgment. That was the era of big bands. He can't be more creative than Ellington. It's hard to sway better than Goodman. But he can make the audience recognize his voice within 4 bars. He doesn't pursue shocking things, but instead, let the whole family sit comfortably for one night. We will never make ordinary audiences feel like they don't understand music. Through this positioning, he entered the important Trianon and Aragon dance halls in Chicago. Start recording album. Continue traveling as well. By 1950, he has been a professional band conductor for 26 years, but the big band industry on which he relies for survival is rapidly declining. The dance hall has been closed all along. Television is beginning to enter households. The business model that used to require more than 10 musicians to tour by bus is difficult to maintain. Many contemporary band leaders are forced to downsize, find a fixed job, or completely withdraw. Lawrence is 47 years old. I have only attended 4th grade of elementary school. It seems like there aren't many opportunities to start over. May 1951, he brought the band to Los Angeles. May 2nd, they first appeared on a local television program. Lawrence is 48 years old. Prior to this, he just found the most suitable stage for himself. The local project quickly achieved success. It has been playing continuously for 4 years. Lawrence gradually discovered television and dance halls are completely different. Music Hall Outstanding Skills Award. Television values companionship more than anything else. What the audience needs is someone willing to invite to the living room every week. He must be very stable. Goodwill, non-aggressive. We also need to make the people in front of the camera believe. He's really happy to see everyone. Lawrence happens to possess these abilities. 26 years of touring taught him how to observe crowds. Kelly taught him how to perform, and his carefully crafted champagne music. It only takes a few seconds to be recognized. Everything accumulated since leaving the farm in 1924. They were all preparing for new media that was not yet popular at the time. July 2nd, 1955. ABC promotes Lawrence Welk show nationwide. 16 years later, this program enters millions of American households every week. That was an era with only 3 major television networks. Don't look back. There is also no available on-demand streaming media available. If you miss it, you can only wait for the next time. The program is always gentle. Health. This style is completely intentional. In the mid-1960s, the changes in American society are becoming faster and faster. Many older and conservative audiences are starting to feel unfamiliar with popular culture. Wick gave them a familiar and safe space. His other piece of intelligence. This is about building programs on fixed participants. Instead of relying on changing celebrity guests every week, ordinary variety shows make audiences chase after celebrities. However, Wirk allows viewers to watch the same group of people living and growing year after year. As time goes on, everyone is no longer just following a program, but a group of friends who seem to already know each other. Accordion player Myron Florin joined as early as 1950. Later, became Lawrence's deputy. Agent Sam Lutz joined in 1952. Music director George Katz joined in 1956. Lennon sisters, who came to the stage in the same year. A Catholic family from Venice, California. The audience can see them growing on stage in the next 21 years. Lawrence called these people the music family. Critics believe that this is just a promotional slogan. But behind this family, in fact, there is a shrewd arrangement of interests. Lawrence always pays wages according to union standards. This means that excellent musicians may receive higher fixed salaries elsewhere. Retain talent. He began implementing profit sharing in 1956 and distribute income based on the number of years employees have served in the plan. The longer you stay, the more. The larger the share obtained. This method converts ordinary homework into common reasons. Employees will not be trapped there, but gradually, their own participation and creation produced results. Leaving means giving up the rights accumulated over the years. The result is very direct. Myron Florin worked from 1950 to 1982. Sam Lutz lived here from 1952 to 1982. George Katz lived here from 1956 to 1982. In the entertainment industry, where personnel turnover is extremely fast, core members are willing to work for the same boss for 26 years, even 32 years. 4th grade students mistakenly identified as rural residents. The most difficult problem for entertainment companies was solved as early as 1956. The audience may not know what profit sharing is, but you can feel it through the lens. The people on stage really know each other well. I truly believe that everyone will continue to work together. That's why the music family doesn't sound like a lie. Critics did not notice these. They are still discussing Lawrence's accent. The rapid cultural transformation of the 1960s. Wirk is outdated, the synonym of conservatism and fashion. His name itself can become a joke. Young viewers start complaining as soon as they hear their parents turn on the show. Lawrence knows how the outside world evaluates him. He is not isolated from the world. The speed is not slow enough to understand the ridicule. But he never changed the show to please critics. He didn't forcefully follow the trend. Not replaced by a young boss. I didn't suddenly insert rock songs to prove that I'm still very fashionable. because he knows who his audience is. In 1971, I did not feel ashamed to serve these audiences. The American Broadcasting Corporation canceled his program. This is not entirely targeted at Walker. At that time, there was a famous rural cleaning in the history of American television, confirmed by TV Network after studying viewing data. Older people and rural audiences are not the target audience that advertisers want. Therefore, a large number of related projects were immediately cut off. Beverly Hills Rural Bumpkins canceled. Green Countryside has been canceled. The Town of Underskirt has also been canceled. The Lawrence Welk Show, which aired for 16 years, did not stay. Lawrence is already 68 years old. Starting from 1924, he worked for a full 47 years. Everyone thinks this is the end. He may be able to swim a few more times, obtain some honors, then retire with dignity. In 1971, there were only 3 major television networks in the United States. Once rejected by them, almost means all doors are closed. But Lawrence decided to build his own door. With the assistance of the manufacturer, he bypassed the National Television Network, directly negotiate with local television stations. He is responsible for producing and providing programs. Local television stations can directly broadcast. In exchange, the program will reserve a few minutes of national advertising time. Lawrence's own team has been further sold. This allocation method is not unfamiliar now, but at that time, a new expensive music variety show. Sell them one by one to local TV stations. In September 1971, this was not a verified conventional route. ABC canceled this program a few months ago. The Lawrence Welk Show is re-aired through joint distribution. More than 200 TV stations have purchased programs. This number even exceeded the number of affiliated television stations owned by ABC at that time. The original TV stations said he was outdated, but a few months later, he made the program appear on more channels than the original television network. Not only did he barely survive, number of viewers per week during the joint broadcast period, it is said that there were once 30 million people, even exceeding the ratings before the cancellation of the program. Those viewers who were previously deemed worthless by television networks never disappeared. They were just misclassified by the advertising industry. Lawrence has been producing new programs for 11 consecutive years. Until 1982, at the age of 79, he officially retired. A national television network told a 68-year-old man, his era has come to an end. But in the following 11 years, he proved it. I still have millions of viewers myself. What's even more surprising is that he personally established a distribution network composed of local television stations. Then, he used this network to defeat the company that gave up on him. When the program stops production, the Lawrence Welk Show has become a part of American television history. The oldest music variety show in history. About 1/3 of them are still alive. This happened after the television network announced its death. The new project ended in 1982. Replay without stopping. Since 1987, American public television broadcasts old programs again. Since then, he has almost never really left the screen. Someone first met Lawrence in the 1990s. It wasn't until the 21st century that anyone saw that bubble machine. Decades have passed since the last episode of the program was recorded. There are still people on weekend nights. Listen to the band playing in uniform. Most of the TV variety shows from the 1960s have long disappeared because the program relied on popular stars at the time and short hot topics. The stars are outdated. Jokes are invalid. This plan becomes an era sample that can only be studied. Welk's program was saved because he didn't keep up with the trend. It can't keep up with the news. Not dependent on the most popular guests of the month. I am not in a hurry to prove that I belong to a certain era, the most ridiculed flaw at that time. In the end, it became the reason for its long-term existence. After retirement, Lawrence continued to manage other businesses. He established a vacation community in Escondido, Southern California. Many viewers of the program later went there to live and travel. His children and grandchildren have also entered the family institution, assist in managing the industry he left behind. He continued to introduce the replay program, attend actor gatherings. I also often return to my hometown in North Dakota. Regard him as one of the most important figures in the local area. Old farms near Strasbourg, later preserved as a historical site. The house with grass walls still stands tall on the grass. People can still walk in now. Look where it all started. But in his later years, the most unchanged one is still fun. By 1981, the two have been married for 50 years. They never seem to think it's worth bragging about, because for them, cohabitation is the most natural thing. Married for 61 years. No public separation. There are no chaotic disputes. Scandals not reported in newspapers. For those who started in 1955, broadcast on national television every week. Celebrities suitable for long-term collaboration with young actors. This kind of calmness itself is already very rare. Lawrence suffered from pneumonia in his later years. The body has never recovered. May 17, 1992, around 7 p.m. on Sunday evening, he passed away at his home in Santa Monica, California. 89 years old. Finn has always been by his side. Their son Larry and daughter Sherry were also present. Later, he was buried in the Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City. Funerals are only open to family and friends. Keep a low profile, as if he will make a decision. The barn ball around 1916. Officially retired in 1982, his career lasted approximately 66 years. He dropped out of school around the age of 9. Farm children who cannot speak English well at the age of 21 survived during the era of local dance halls, having experienced the rise and fall of big bands, witnessing the decline of variety shows. He also lived longer than the decision to cancel the television network at that time. When he passed away, the program is still airing. Years later today, this plan has not been completely forgotten yet. The truth about Lawrence Welk: this is not a scandal that has been hidden for many years. He has no record of being arrested. There are no stories of excessive drinking. There is no chaotic divorce. There is no shameful double life either. 66-year career, 31 years of experience in national television work. He almost only appears in newspapers because of work. He married Fun in 1931. When he passed away in 1992, my wife is still by my side. His musician can stay for 30 years. The production team can also stay for 30 years. The other side that is truly hidden is, for decades, American audiences have been following him closely, but always considered a very intelligent and disciplined person. Misunderstood as an old-fashioned rural person who only knows how to smile. He was born into a German-speaking immigrant family. I used to live in a thatched hut, learning English only after reaching adulthood, but dare to use this language to face a national audience. 31 years of project management experience, allowing others to mock one's own pronunciation. He personally negotiated a 4-year contract with his father when he was 17 years old, and then complete it within 1 day. In 1956, he designed a profit-sharing system. Make talents willing to entrust decades of their careers to the same company. He only married one woman in his life. I walked with her for 61 years. He was abandoned by the television network when he was 68 years old. Quickly unite over 200 local television stations. Let this project live for another 11 years. Compared to the past, the number of viewers has actually increased. These truly remarkable parts never appeared in the center of the stage. The audience only saw the foam, a neat dress, soft music, and the man in the evening gown, smiling and raising both hands. But when he stood in the Los Angeles studio, when facing 30 million viewers, people should think of another photo. March 11th, 1924, on the cold grasslands of North Dakota, a young man who had just turned 21 left the farm. He was wearing $3 under his coat. No diploma, not fluent in English. I don't know what will happen in the future. The only thing he truly possesses. This is an accordion worth $400. This is the future he earned through 4 years of farming work. He is also a 17-year-old boy. All investments are for their own destiny. Since that day, he never let go again. Keep playing until the entire United States heard his voice. If you feel that this story has touched you, remember to click subscribe. Let more people see these underestimated lives. Speak in the comments section. Have you ever been misunderstood by others? Or are there people like Lawrence around you? It looks very ordinary. In fact, people with astonishing willpower. Thank you for listening to this story. See you next time.